Good morning. Let's talk about financial responsibility today. I have 3 stories for you that absolutely blow my mind. I want to hear your opinion on them. So story number 1, I was at a coffee shop and I overheard 2 of the baristas, male baristas, talk about favorite restaurants in Miami. And one of them told the other, listen, I really recommend this restaurant. It is amazing every time I go. So he made it clear he goes there a lot. Every time I go, it's fantastic, but it is not cheap. Every time I go, I have to drop a paycheck. So last time me and my girlfriend went, it was $600. Yes, that absolutely blew my mind. I mean, are you gonna die? Is it like air for you to breathe? Is it like oxygen that you can't live without if you don't go to that restaurant? Just for reference purposes, I have never spent ever in my life on a dinner $600 for me and my husband. And not even in Aspen, when we go to Monarch Steakhouse, which is amazing, is always under $300. $600, you work in a coffee shop and you spend $600 on a dinner? What? Story number 1. Story number 2, I am at the Standard Spa in Miami Beach. It's a really nice high-end spa. The treatments are between $250 to $400. It's not cheap by any means, but it's very nice. I don't go there every day. I go there once every 6 months just to treat myself. Sometimes I have clients that buy me coupons, so I love to go there, but I don't go there every day. I overhear a mother and a daughter that are in the spa talking about her having to buy furniture, in particular a bed for her dorm. And the mom said, well, listen, I don't have any money to give you. I can't afford it. You better call your dad. So while I'm there, she calls her dad to ask him for $600 for a bed. Mind you, they are at the Standard Spa where a treatment costs around $300, more or less. What? And then story number 3, and that one still makes me laugh years later. In one of my early houses, when I lived in a smaller home, I had a banyan tree, and the banyan tree was shared with my neighbor, so it was just in the middle of the property line. It had to be trimmed because it was totally overgrown and it really needed desperately a trim. So I got a quote. It was $3,500. I went over to my neighbor and I asked, hey, can we split this? And he said, I'm so sorry, I don't have any money right now. So being a good neighbor, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just pay the bill. So I paid $3,500. The next week and the week after, he was not home. And I'm like, what happened? So when he got back, I asked him, where were you? He's like, oh, I went skiing to Colorado. I'm not kidding you. I went skiing to Colorado. We put it on our credit card and now we're going to work this whole year to pay off the debt. And I'm just thinking, okay, you know what I have to say to that. But of course I didn't say it to him, but I'm thinking in my head, if you have to put it on your credit card, you can't afford it. So he made me pay for the damn tree. And he went skiing to Colorado, where I have, and let's see this in relation. I lived there in 2000. Okay, so I didn't go skiing with my children until 7 years later to Colorado. But he went way before me when he couldn't even afford it. So I think that sometimes people pull ridiculous stuff. They have ridiculous priorities where, as an outsider, somebody that has created wealth, I just don't know what to say. I'm like, you work in a coffee shop, spend $600 on a dinner with your girlfriend. And you know what's the craziest thing is? Who's the girl you're dating? I want to see that girl. Like, who's that girl that makes you spend $600 on a dinner? Who's that girl? So sometimes when I see people doing something like that, I just want to come over, grab them by their shoulders and shake them. Because if you continue displaying this behavior, and if you continue like this in your life, like you need those things like oxygen, otherwise you're going to die, you're never ever going to get anywhere. So sometimes those things make me so upset, and I want to say something and then I can't because you're not supposed to. But I wanted for you to hear those stories so you can understand how ridiculous they sound. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this? And maybe you also have some great stories. Make it a beautiful day.